problem now, we see that given tan x degree is greater than tan y degree. Why is it greater than? Because you know that 1/4 is greater than 1/7. That is why tan x degree is greater than tan y degree. If tan x degree is greater than tan y degree, then we can say x degree is greater than y degree. Now remember this rule that applies, this applies only for tan. That is, when tan x degree is greater than tan y degree, only then we can write that x degree is greater than y degree. If sine x degree is greater than sine y degree, then we cannot write. Understood? Only in case of tan we can write. If tan x degree is greater than tan y degree, only then we can write x degree greater than y degree. And why can we write only in terms of tan? That is a question that will get answered later on, because we say that tan is an increasing function. Okay, it is an increasing trigonometric function. That is why tan x degree greater than tan y degree implies x degree greater than y degree. Now once we know that x degree is greater than y degree, now we will be able to label the angles. So here this angle is greater, so this will be x and this will be y. Okay, so that means this angle will be x degree and this angle will be y degree. Fine. Now once we have determined this, now we know the tan of the angles. Now we can do the relevant calculations. Now we'll see what the question here is. The height of the church spire is given. Okay, the height of the church spire is given to be 46 meters. What you need to calculate is distance between the vehicles. And what is the distance between the vehicles? The distance
Dinosaur.
the distance between the vehicles here is CD. This, we are talking about this distance we need to calculate. We have done this kind of a problem where the height of the cliff was given and we needed to find out the distance, right? In the earlier problem, if you see, not this problem, hmm, perhaps um, no, we have not done this kind of problem. But if you see the difference between these two problems that I had done earlier, was this length was given and we were finding out the height of the tower. Okay, here also, if you see, this length was given and we were finding out the height of the building. But here, the difference is that the height of the building is given, or the height of the church spire, whatever, is given. Here we need to find out this distance. Okay, so let's see how we proceed to find out this distance. We'll use tan once again because we are not concerned with the hypotenuse. So we'll use tan. So we'll start by saying we have tan x degree is equal to, when considering x, we'll consider this right angle triangle. Okay, so x degree is equal to, let us label these. So you have A and B. So AB is our church spire. So tan x degree is equal to AB by DB. And what is the value of tan x degree given? It is given to be 1/4. And what is the height of this church spire given? It is given to be 46 meters. Okay, 46 or 96. Why 96? It's given 96. This is 96 divided by dB. So now we can find out the length of dB from here. We cross multiply, we get dB is equal to 96 into 4, which is 384 meters. So we've got this length. Okay. Also, now we shall use tan y degree. Also, tan y degree. Now we shall use, when we are using tan y degree, we are going to use this right angle triangle. This bigger right angle triangle we are going to use, which is ABC. We are going to use triangle ABC. Now tan y degree is again equal to AB by CB. And you know tan y degree to be 1 by 7. And AB is 96 divided by CB. That means CB is 96 into 7, which will give you 672 meters. So we have got CB length, right? And we have got DB length. So therefore, what should be a distance between the vehicles? CD. It should be CB minus DB. Hence, distance between the vehicles CD is equal to CB minus DB. 672 minus 384, which is 288 meters. Okay. So this problem that I just solved here, problem number 6 according to my notes, and problem number 4 and 5. These three problems are simple variations of the same diagram. Okay, simple variations of the same diagram. What is the diagram? This is the diagram. They are variations of the same diagram. Okay, so you just need to observe the difference between these problems. We'll now solve number 7. Let's try to understand. Again, I am repeating, drawing figures is very important in heights and distances. Once you're able to draw the figures, the solving part is very easy. You have to understand the problem if the figure is not given. And in most of the cases, figures are not given. The question here is the horizontal distance between two towers is 140 meters. The angle of elevation of the top of the first tower when seen from the second tower is 30 degree. Now, what do you mean by angle of elevation as seen from the top of the first tower? What do you mean by this? The angle of elevation of the top of the first tower when seen from the top of the second tower is 30 degree. What does it mean? When observer is in the second tower, that means, right? And when the observer is talking about angle of elevation that he's seeing, that means he's looking up. Is looking up means whatever the object that he's observing, it is at an elevated position. And if it is at an elevated position, that means that the second tower is the shorter tower and the first tower is the higher tower, right? So what we do here, so we have now identified which tower is shorter and which tower is the taller one. So let's see, if the height of the second tower is 60 meters, that means the height of the shorter tower is given to you as 60 meters. Find the height of the first tower. So what I'll do is I'll draw a taller tower first, and then I'll draw a shorter tower. Okay. So this is my tower 2 and this is my tower 1 and this is my ground level. Okay. And what happens is that the observer is in the shorter tower. I have already noticed this. Again, I repeat, why did I notice this? Because the observer is talking about angle of elevation. So that means if the observer is here and he's talking about angle of elevation, that means whatever the object he's observing on the other tower, it has to be at a higher position. That means this tower has to be the higher tower. So object must be somewhere over here. So now what I do is I join this. Okay. And I also join this because it is my horizontal, because I need the angle of elevation. Okay. So that means this is the shortest distance. So this will be perpendicular. This will also be a 90-degree angle. Okay. So this becomes a rectangle actually. So when the observer is here, he is observing something on tower 1 and his angle of elevation is 30 degree. Okay. It is also given that the height of the second tower is 60 meters. So that means the height of the tower 2 is 60 meters here. Okay. You need to find out the height of the first tower. What else? That the first information, one more information is given, that the horizontal distance between the towers is 140. That means this distance is 140 meters. Now let us label the diagram.
sir, DE and CB will be equal.
DE and CB,
CB
yes, because it is a rectangle. That's why. Okay.
and CD and BE will be equal.
Yes. So that is something that we are going to write first. So DE is equal to BC is equal to 140 meters. Also, DC is equal to BE is equal to 60 meters. So we noted this down. Okay. Now, since we need to find out the height of the first tower, you see that you already know this height, right? This is 60 meters. You already know this height. The only thing that you need to determine is this height from B to A. Okay. And in order to determine this height, we'll use this right angle triangle. Okay. So we use tan in this right angle triangle. So we have tan 30 is equal to AB by BC. Tan 30 is 1 by root 3, and AB is the length that we need to determine, or the height that we need to determine, and BC you already know to be 140 meters. Okay, so we have, from here we can find out AB. That means AB is 140 by root 3. Now we'll rationalize the denominator. 140 root 3 by 3, multiplying numerator and denominator by root 3. So once we have found out this, now we'll, what is the height of this tower? We have got this as 140 by root 140 root 3 by 3. So that means the sum of these two will be the height of the first tower. Hence, height of the first tower. Now simplification is a little important here. So I'll show you the simplification. Height of the first tower. What is the height of the first tower? AE. If you see, AE is equal to AB plus BE. If you see in the diagram, the length AE is equal to AB plus BE. AB is 140 root 3 by 3, and BE you already know to be 60 here, right? You already know this to be 60. Okay, this. So now we shall simplify this. How to simplify this? You know, you put the value of root 3. First of all, you break 140 as 14 into 10, and you write the value of root 3 as 1.732 plus 60. Okay, now we are only going to simplify this expression here. So now 14 into, now 10 into 1.732 means one decimal will shift to the right, 17.32 divided by 3 plus 60. Okay, now what you do, you multiply 14 into 17.32 to get 242.48 divided by 3 plus 60. Now here you can take your LCM and then you can proceed, or what you can do is you can find out 242.48 divided by 3. You can find this out to be 80.827, or simply 80.83 also you can take, plus 60. Now you can add this to get 140.827. Now, is this given correct to any number of decimal places? No, they have not said in the question correct to 2 or 3 decimal places. So we'll leave the answer as it is, this much meters. That's it. Any question from this problem? This is
No, sir.
apart from the standard questions, apart from these standard diagrams. In fact, if you remember the problem type 1 and problem type 2 that I discussed, this is a small variation of this a small variation of this problem. This is actually a different type of problem, which is not of problem type or problem type 1 or problem type 2. Okay, so you must be thorough with this. But remember that the diagram is very important. You have to understand that if the diagram is not given, you have to understand the question, draw the diagram. Once you draw the diagram, everything will be clear. Solving part is not too difficult. Let us see the next question. Now this question appears to be either type 1 or type 2, but let's see what the question states. From the solution, I can see that is either problem type 1 or problem type 2. So if you see, most of the diagrams resemble this diagram, most of the diagrams in heights and distances. So most of the problems, as I told you in the beginning, 90% of the problems will either be based on problem type 1 or problem type 2. Let's see what is given here. As observed from the top of an 80-meter tall lighthouse, the angles of depression of two ships on the same side of the lighthouse in a horizontal line with its base are 30° and 40° respectively. Long sentence. So, and as observed from the top of an 80-meter tall lighthouse. So fine. This is my lighthouse. Okay, the height of this lighthouse is given to be 80 meters. The angles of depression, not the angles of elevation, but the angles of depression. That means the observer is at an elevated position here and he's observing down. This is the observer. He is observing somebody who is at a depressed position. Okay. So observer is at an elevated position. The angle of depression of two ships on the same side of the lighthouse. What do you mean by same side? Same side, as I told you, either means you can take the two ships here. Okay. Let us say C and D, these two ships here, or you can take C and D here also, no problem. Okay. We'll come to a case where the ships are on the opposite side. We'll come to that case. Okay. That is again problem type 1 or problem type 2, as I discussed. Okay. So the observer is observing these two ships, and the observer observes that the angle of depression of these two is 30° and 40°. So first, let us draw the line of sight. The observer is looking at D, and the observer is looking at C. Okay. And this becomes my horizontal. Fine. Now we are talking about angle of depression. So therefore, we'll draw from the observer, we'll draw a horizontal here. Okay. And he is observing this is the horizontal, and these two are his lines of sight. The hypotenuse of the two right angle triangles are his lines of sight. So therefore, he makes an angle. His line of sight makes with the horizontal. It makes an angles of 30° and 40°. So this angle, the smaller angle, must be my 30°, and this angle must be my 40°. Okay. Question is, find the distance between the two ships. That is, I have to find out this distance. Okay. And you have to give your answer correct to the nearest meter. Okay. So that is what. Now this again is like what? Problem number 4, 5, and 6, if you remember. This diagram looks like this diagram, or this diagram, or even this diagram. So therefore, now we are going to work this out. 40°. So if this is 40°, then this becomes my 40°, and this becomes my 30°. Now we're going to work this out. Since we need to find out the distance CD, let us label the tower. The tower, let us label it as AB. Okay. And we consider the two right angle triangle. Let us first consider this right angle triangle. Okay, so we have tan 40 is equal to AB by BD. And tan 40, you have to look up the tables. Let's see if I have the tables ready. Yes, tan. The tan tables are there. Tan 40, if you see, is this value 0.8391. 40 degrees 0 minutes, right? You see here 0 minutes. Tan 40 degrees, 0 minutes corresponds to tan 40 only. So it is 0.8391. So coming back, side 0.8391. We know the length of AB or the height of the lighthouse to be. Apurva, put off your camera. 80 divided by BD. So 0.8391. I think someone else's camera is also on. Okay. So 0.8391 BD is equal to 80. That means BD is equal to 80 divided by 0.8391. Now, if you shift the decimals, you put 4 zeros on top. Okay, so we're getting this fraction. So don't be shy of division, your long division that you have done in your class 3 and 4. You can apply long division here, as I have shown in the rough work. You'll show this long division in your rough work, okay, even in your exams. And you can find this out to be 95.34 meters. Okay. Next, once we have found out BD, now we shall proceed to find out this length, CB. For that, we shall use the bigger right angle triangle, this one. Okay. So ABC triangle we are going to use. Also, tan 30 is equal to AB by BC. And you know tan 30 to be 1 by root 3. AB is 80 and we can, this is my BC. So that means BC is 80 root 3. You can find out this value. You can put the value of root 3 as 1.732. You can write 80 as 8 into 10 into 1.732. And you can find this out now, since if you multiply 10 and 1.732, you get 8 into 17.32. And therefore, if you multiply these two, you're going to get 138.56 meters. So we have managed to find out this length, and we already found out dB. So therefore, this length is the subtraction of the two. Hence, distance between the two ships. Hence, distance between the two ships. What is the distance? It is CB. CD, sorry. CD is equal to CB minus BB or BD. So CB or BC we have found out to be 138.56. And BD we know it to be 95.34. Okay. If you subtract these two, you get 43.22. Now in meters. Now in the question, I have not actually expressed this in the notes. I have not expressed this in this correct to the nearest meter. So what you can do is you can write this as equal to 43.22 can be written as simply 43 meters, and in brackets you can write correct to the nearest meter. Correct to the nearest meter. Any questions here? No questions? Then I can move on to the next question. Number 9. Now, if you read this problem number 9, it states that an aeroplane at an altitude of 250 meters observes the angle of depression of two boats on opposite sides of a river to be 45 degree and 60 degree respectively. Find the width of the river. Write the answer correct to the nearest whole number. Now this problem is a little tricky problem. Tricky problem in the sense that you don't know where the aeroplane is. Suppose there's a river, okay, and the aeroplane is flying over it. Now you can assume two things. That either the aeroplane is directly over the river, over the waters of the river, or what you can assume that it has already crossed the river. Okay, it has already crossed the river and it is over land, but you can see the river from um, the aeroplane. So, what are the two possibilities that arise here? The two possibilities that arise here, I'll just show you with the help of diagram, and the next class I'll explain further. The two possibilities that arise here: the aeroplane. This is your river. Say this is your river. Okay, these are the banks of the river. Let us call it B and C. B and C are the banks of the river, and the aeroplane is say somewhere over here. Okay, and the observer is observing from here, from the aeroplane, the banks at B and C. So therefore, that is why the angle of depression is given, because the observer is on the aeroplane. Okay, so he's observing. So the observer is observing this bank here. Since the aeroplane is directly above the river, that's why we are considering that case. And he can observe this bank here. And since the angle of depression are given, we'll draw our horizontal like this. And therefore, once he observes the angle of depression are given to be 45 and 60 degree. So here I can take this angle to be 45 degree and I can take this angle to be 60 degree. Fine. And the aeroplane is at what height here? The aeroplane is at an height of 250 meters. Fine. All this is given. What you need to find is the width of the river. So if you see, this entire length is the width of the river. Any questions with the diagram? Any question with with this diagram? This is one possibility. The next possibility can be that the aeroplane has already crossed the river. Say this is my river, B, C, and the aeroplane has crossed the river. Say it is at some landmass, above some landmass, flying above some landmass. Um, and this is our aeroplane, and the observer is here.
So,
Tell me.
so if I'm sitting on the aeroplane, then my view, the angle of depression will be on the same side only. How it would be opposite side?
Why should it be on the same side? The angle of
Because
depression does
I'm
not. The angle of depression will did not depend on your side. The angle of depression will only depend on the object that you are seeing and the horizontal. It will not depend on the side. Okay, just look at this case and then maybe your doubts will be clarified, I think. Now the aeroplane has crossed this river. Okay, this is my river. This is my width of the river. So this has already crossed the river. You can take A here also, that the aeroplane has not crossed. It is yet to cross and it will come to the same thing. You can take A here also, no problem. It will come to the same diagram. So let us assume that the aeroplane has crossed. It is not over the river. So now what happens? That the observer is now observing this bank B. So this is his line of sight. And here also it is observing. So this becomes his line of sight. Okay. And since the angle of depression is given, so we'll draw the horizontal. And this is the height of the aeroplane, the perpendicular distance from the ground.